Good afternoon. I'm Rick Dancer. This is Get Real with Rick Dancer, and we're at South Eugene High School. And this is the show I've been telling you guys all about that I really wanted to do, and I couldn't wait till you guys joined us. And this is where it is. We hear so much about kids in schools and what's happening and what's not happening. And what I find when I get out there in the world, and because of this program that we're going to tell you about in just a minute, I get to be intimate with these kids and hear their real stories about what they're doing. And there are so many kids in our community turning their lives around that you would not believe it. And so to prove it, we're going to bring two of those kids on here, two students. One's a student right now and one's a former recipient of what's called the Turnaround Awards. And the person responsible for that is Colleen Bellotti. She happens to be married to that guy named Mike Bellotti. He used to be a coach for the Ducks. I'm sure some of you may know who that is. but we don't have any. And he also supports her in this endeavor and all that sort of stuff as well. So, but we always have to kind of have some fun with him because, you know, Mike gets all that attention. And so this is the Colleen thing. So Colleen, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have us sit down because it's easier for me to put this here. So you guys, this is going to be, go ahead and sit. And this is Colleen Bellotti. Just say hi to everybody.
Hi.
It's just like you're doing a selfie.
Okay.
only I'm helping you. So so Colleen came up with this. Tell people this is called the Turnaround Awards, and what happens with this is every school in Lane County, they're all invited to, middle schools and high schools are invited to pick a student who turned their lives around. The kid that comes to mind that just did something amazing, having a real tough time, and then all of a sudden everything turned around for them. And then they bring that kid to this to the country club normally, the Eugene Country Club, where Colleen puts on a dinner, a lunch, and each of those kids get up and tell their stories. So how did you come up with this idea?
Well, actually, Mike was asked to speak at a program like this in Salem, and I joined him on that. And I talked to the people afterwards, and I said, you know, is there any stipulation? Can I take this and move it to Eugene? And I just loved the program, and so that's what happened. So 22 years ago, we brought it to Eugene, and it includes students from the Bethel, 4J, and Springfield school districts for the middle school and high schools. And basically, I've always had a soft part in my heart for the underdogs and for people that, you know, have to work a little bit harder, have more challenges in life, maybe don't have the support system at home that many people do. And so I just felt that this was a program that so many people could be a part of that deserved to be recognized for making a change in their life in a positive manner. And sometimes, you know, we let the schools decide how they want to select their recipients. Some of them have a different criteria they follow. Some of them watched their journey in the school for 3 years or 4 years. Some find a student that's made a turnaround in 1 year's time. So we let the schools decide how they want to select their recipient. And we just celebrated our 22nd year.
22 years you've been doing this.
I was doing the math quickly, and that's roughly over 600 children, young people, who have received this award.
Yeah, and so two years after they started it, then Colleen came to me, and then I got hooked. And so then it's like every year we do this together, and it's become more and more this adventure of because I'll tell you what, you're there for 2.5 hours, but you are hearing stories that we've heard things that, I mean, where people have cried. The audience everyone is stunned. You're just sitting back and going, how do kids, I didn't even know kids had to deal with that kind of stuff. And this year it was kind of fun because we were standing there and this woman came up and she says, remember so-and-so, this young man who he was blind, autistic, couldn't speak, and he got up and he hit this recorder and the computer spoke for him. He had written everything out. It spoke for him and told everything that he was thinking, and it said in there, and you thought I didn't think. You didn't think I was thinking anything. And I mean, there was not a dry eye in the room, and it took me a minute. Colleen is sitting over here because she always sits over this direction, and she's looking at me, and I'm like, I could not get my composure because I had never seen anything like it. And the teacher came up to us this last week, and she said, he graduates this year. So this young man who is autistic and would have been thrown away in other cultures and societies, who's super smart, just because he couldn't communicate, found a way to communicate through modern technology, and the kid is going to college. It's amazing. So Sarah Green is a teacher, and actually an administrator. So many stories we're unable to share, made a difference for so many kids, can't adequately express how incredibly valuable this experience is for all the kids in the community. Thank you, Rick, Colleen, we'll never forget it. And a lot of the teachers and counselors that come every year, they can't wait to come next year.
Yeah. Well, and actually, you hear this from the people who join us on the event, and it is why they get into this profession. When they can see how these individuals can make such a difference in their lives, and again, sometimes these kids figure it out on their own. Sometimes they've had, a mentor. Maybe it's a special teacher that's just connected with them. But I think we're all amazed at how they go against the odds and get through so many obstacles to turn their lives around.
Sarah, I know who you are. It used to be Sarah Kramer. I remember you.
Sarah.
Yeah. And there's a whole bunch of us. We're like a family that come together. We know which people are coming and who's coming this year and stuff. So let's get Logan. Get over here. Come around this way, okay? You guys got to meet one of our recipients this year. So Colleen and I were scanning the audience, and as a student, go ahead and grab yourself a chair, dude. And he came in. So Logan, come over. Come really close to me, okay? All right, get in there.
Hi.
Dude, you're awesome. Check out this hair, man. Not everybody can carry that off. So you got up, and Colleen and I were listening, and you had some really cool things to say. So tell people kind of what life was like, and then what happened, how that changed for you.
Well, I mean, when I started high school, I didn't care a lot, I didn't really care to get in my homework or to show up to the classes or to do the work it took to succeed. And eventually that started to weigh on me. Like, not necessarily that I believed what I was learning was important and relevant to my life, but I knew inside my heart I could do better, and that's what hurt. And through that, I pushed myself. And not only was it me just pushing myself, but I did it for other people. It started out with my parents, because they were always happy when I bring home good grades. But, even some of my teachers, specifically a math teacher named Miss Kincaid, I loved her so much, and I didn't necessarily care about the math class, but I cared about her, and I didn't want to let her down.
See, this is what you were saying that I really loved, is because I think you're like a lot of students. You're looking at classes and going, I don't see any value to this. And you're being honest,
Yeah.
and there is value to classes. I'm not saying don't anybody write me any nasty letters, okay? Because I won't read them. But you were saying this had no value to me as a kid. It's stupid. I don't understand why I have to take it. But then something clicked for you that made you say, but I can find a reason to do it. And I love your reason, Logan. It was because it was for other people and yourself. And you said when you got up there and talked, eventually it became not about mom and dad, but about Logan. If Logan was going to make something out of his life, you had to change. How do you do that what are you, 18, 17?
I'm going to be 19 this August.
So how do you how do you inspire other kids to do that same thing?
Well, it gets to a point where it's not even really about the schooling, and it's about being able to push yourself through something that's difficult that you don't necessarily want to do. And if you can do that, if you can get through high school and jump all the hoops you have to do and meet all those requirements, what else can't you do in this world?
Right.
And
so what do you want to do when you grow up? If you grow up. Because we still have it. And I'll tell you what, growing up, way overrated.
Well, first of all, I don't want to grow up like most people grow up and work in a suit and tie and cubicle. But I guess, really, I want to be a good person, I guess that's kind of vague, but I want to do what feels right to me in life, and I want to live life in a way that not only benefits me, but benefits people around me. And what do I want to be when I grow up? I'm not exactly sure right now. I know that I want to be a good person and help other people.
I think you already got that part down. I think you got your stuff down there. So thank you for doing this.
Yeah.
And the award, it kind of helps turn things for you. And
it was awesome.
The next hard thing comes up, you'll know that you can do that, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, now we have you can pop up there for a second. We got another surprise. So the other day I was out trolling around the city of Eugene with my video camera, following a friend, and this young man walks up with this look on his face, and you can see the video. I have it posted on my YouTube page, but he comes walking up and he says, "You gave me an award when I was in the 8th grade for turning my life around." And I'm like, I'm just thinking about her because we're like a week away from doing this, and in pops CJ. That was your cue. Get all the way over here, man. You got to get all the way in here. Okay, this is the man. So this is CJ, and tell me it was when. Show me your award. He still has his award.
It's
Look
my
at this.
old special relic. Seriously, a special time in my life where I decided to turn things around for the better. After I got this, I had a catalyst of success. I started getting straight A's mostly throughout high school. I was able to obtain a full ride scholarship to the University of Oregon, and I'm looking to get into law school within the next few years.
So what you said that day when you came up to me? What did you tell me? What did you say?
Oh, well, I was taking a girl on a date, and she happened to notice you, and I was like, oh, that guy has a very special place in my life. He gifted me with this plaque right here, and that's really why I am where I am today.
You said it was a big day for you.
It
and
was.
Your whole family
I'll never
was
forget
there.
it. My whole family was there. The people that were important to me that helped me get to the point where I am right now. And it's really a day I'll never forget. And it was just touching, and it must be touching to every student that's gifted with something like this.
So when you feel like you're somebody who's not going to make it,
Oh, yeah.
and then you all of a sudden find out that you are going to make it, and then you get an award for it, does that just kind of propel you?
Yeah, it definitely gives you extra drive, especially if you have this innate intelligence where you're able to succeed. You just need someone to as support. You just need encouraging people in your life that bring the best out of you and make you want to thrive and succeed and help others in your similar situation so they can have a good quality life too.
Because you see
It starts
kids,
a domino effect.
right? Because you see people when we're there, we watch, and you see. I am so surprised and kind of touched by all the young mothers who have a child to take care of, and then they turn their lives around and they're doing wonderful, amazing things.
And not only did they have a child, but they may have taken a year away from high school to take care of this child, and they graduate on time. They go to school at night, they go to school in the summer, and they make up all the missed classes, and they graduate on time.
Being a single mom's the hardest job in the world.
There was a kid on there at the awards the other day, and remember for 2 years he didn't do any schoolwork. It was like his GPA was like, it was actually lower than mine was when I graduated, which was pretty bad. But it was like 0.06 or something. And in 2 years, that kid, remember, he's going to graduate this next week with his class. In 2 years, doing night classes, doing everything for school, he made it through and he turned his life around.
Never too late.
Yeah.
So you stand there and say, wow. So next year, you're 23?
Yeah, 23.
And how can people find out more about, because it really is just it's kind of the thing you do, and with the schools, and so it's not an official program really, which is what I kind of love about it.
Right, and you and I have talked about this many times. It isn't about us sponsoring it. It's not about you being the MC. It's about these kids that get these awards and the recognition that they deserve. And we probably could do more advertising, but I don't know why we would.
Right.
And you've been a great promoter of the kids. Really, the kids is who you promote.
It's fun for me because I am them. If there was a program like this, of course, I would not have been the turnaround kid. Because I graduated from high school, and I'm proud to say with a 1.67 grade point average. Bam. And I had to go to community college for 2 years to get my grades up. And so when I see each and every one of those kids, and you and Logan, I'm seeing a little piece of myself. And you're watching and going, but see, what I love about what you're doing in this program and what you guys did, is you did what I didn't do. I didn't get that until college, when I realized I'm paying this much money for a term, I'm going to get good grades. But these guys figured it out before that, and turn that around. So when I watch and listen to all those kids, it's like I want them to have a voice, and I want people to see that, you know, don't walk down the street and assume somebody's a loser, because that is not fair, and you just don't know where they're at and what they're doing, and you got to give people some space to figure it out. And what I love about this, what you do, the Turnaround Awards, is that we don't want your money, and we don't want your assistance. We don't want nothing from you. It's just something Colleen does with Mike, and we have Janet Polinek, we have me, people that just do it, and we don't care. I mean, we don't care about having all that. But I want these guys you to see that there's something like this going on in the community, because it's super valuable. Is anything else you want to say, Colleen?
Well, I was just going to say that I believe 2 years into the beginning of this program, the luncheon was scheduled on the day of the Thurston High School shooting.
Yeah.
And I woke up to the news. I called the superintendents and I said, you know, should we cancel? Should we postpone the Turnaround Award luncheon? And they said, absolutely not. It's programs like this that could have helped someone like that. Yeah. And we need to continue promoting kids that turn their lives around. So that, I will never forget that, as all of us will never forget that. But
yeah, we came and we did it that day.
Yeah. And
it was, I mean, those are just, but I mean, that's for you and me. It becomes like family. I was in cancer treatment up at OHSU. This is what I'll never forget. And I came down. I scheduled my radiation, so I got blasted in the morning really early. Drove up, got there by 11:30 to do this, and then when I got up to stand up, Colleen or someone had said to the audience, "Rick just was treated for cancer radiation treatment this morning, and he's here." And everybody in the room stood up and was clapping, and I was just sobbing. But I think I've cried more at that place than I've cried anywhere in my life, because, but it's tears of joy, because you see kids doing great things with their lives. So, Logan, I can't wait to see what you do, and I think you'll be a really great person.
yeah,
Thank
you already are.
Yeah, you really are. He said, I love your layback style. As soon as we saw him, I'm just looking at Colleen going, that kid is the one we got to get on here. And CJ, I love what you're doing too.
It
And
just takes one special moment like this to take out our hidden potential.
yeah, so
Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
So you
Appreciate
guys,
it.
here is something you can do for us. We don't want your money. We don't need anything. Just share this. Put it on your page and let people have a little hope today. Say, you put a little title on, says, if you think there's nothing good going on in the world around you, you're wrong. And then just post this right there with it. Or put, do you want to see some amazing students who had a tough start and are going to do a really amazing finish? Just post that on the top there. Or if you want people to see it, just say, hey, Coach Bellotti's wife, Colleen Bellotti, is looking good these days. That'll get some views. I love to embarrass her. And this is live, so there's nothing she can do about it. Yeah, stop him, stop him. So anyway, if you guys would do that, we'd really appreciate it. And we're going to call it go on here, and we will be doing a really short version of this on That Oregon Life coming up in just a couple of minutes. So we're going to switch over to another channel and do a really quick little version. They just want a short one, so we'll do that. Thank you for being here with us, and we'll see you. I'll see you tonight. I'm speaking at some event with him tonight,
Very
and I'll
cool.
see you soon.
Yes.
Thank you for doing this and
You bet.
keeping us involved. Logan, get over here one more time, man. Hurry up.
Congratulations.
Get in the group hug.
Good work,
This is
Logan.
Logan. There we go. I tell you what, you can do a man bun, can't you?
I could. I do.
I'm so jealous.
Rocking the long hair.
All right, see you guys later. Do it? Oh, God, you got to.